Hey, Kate, how you doing?
Hi, Scott. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good, thank you. Congratulations on the film.
Thank you very much.
One of the great things about doing a Marvel film, aside from lots of people seeing it, is that you get to read lots and lots of comic books, for me, that sounds like an amazing, amazing thing. Did they give you, I suppose they gave you a breadth of what the Eternals was, what your character was, so you could go home and research it. That must be a fun thing that you don't always get to do.
They did. Do you know what? The way that this sort of kind of landed on my desk anyway was Nate, the producer, ringing up and telling me who the character was and, giving me some idea of a possible trajectory for him. But really explaining who he was in this movie and saying, look, if you want to go and do your research about who he is in the comics, here's his name, go and do it. And I chose to do a bit, but not a huge amount because of trying to stay. I always think it's best to stay present in these things. This could be my one Marvel venture. I've no idea whether I go on and do more after this. So, after doing a bit of digging on the internet, I kind of, resorted back to Dane Whitman, the human, who works at a natural history museum.
Indeed, indeed. And also, I mean, Marvel obviously transport us to these amazing places, particularly in this film. It's very cosmic, but you get to have a scene in Camden Town, which is pretty fun, pretty fun. Tell me about shooting that scene, because I feel like in the last couple of weeks with Last Night in Soho and a few other films that I'm kind of walking through my journey to work every single day and seeing all these amazing things. What was it like shooting that particular scene in Camden? Because you were really there, really doing most of it.
Yeah, I do. It was funny. They were like, this movie shoots all across the universe, and we go to every different corner of the earth, and your bit shooting Camden. I was thrilled, mate. I was like, look, I'm 20 minutes from home. I can roll out of bed and turn up to a Marvel set. But the fact they shut down Camden High Street, even at
Mm.
night, was kind of cool. And I, like you, I spent a lot of my youth in Camden. I went to drama school just up the road. It's where we all used to go out. So, and you used to go out with Richard and Gemma. So to be there on Camden Bridge, 2 a.m, sort of doing a Marvel movie was kind of wonderfully bizarre.
Yeah, not doing what you would normally do at 2 a.m. on the Camden Bridge, I
Yeah,
guess.
it was a
Years
different
gone
2
past.
a.m. from years gone past. Yeah.
And also, you get to work with someone amazing like Chloe, who obviously just won an Academy Award. Such a visionary director. She's so into character and building the world. So she's perfect for Marvel. What was that experience like for you working for her? Did you see the kind of appeal as to why so many people want to work with her?
Yeah, I did. Absolutely. I mean, before taking the role, I met with her and spoke to her about this. And it was very apparent how much she knew about the Marvel universe. She comes from a background of real art house movie making, but she knows Marvel better than anyone. And that made me feel like I was in safe hands and really interesting hands for this film. Yeah, she shot this true to her instincts and in a very kind of freeing way for actors. Like there wasn't very kind of stuck stationary cameras where you have to hit a mark, stay there. It was a roving camera technique that she uses on all of her films, and that gave it a level of freedom that I really enjoyed.
In terms of obviously you did Game of Thrones, which obviously was a big franchise. Now moving into Marvel, do you enjoy kind of doing the big franchises as well as doing the smaller stuff that you get to do? Because these movies are kind of all encompassing, as is Game of Thrones. I imagine it's fun to kind of do both. Do you enjoy kind of doing both at the minute, that you get to kind of dip your toe into different things?
I've realized in doing this what the appeal was in many ways is that I come from a theatrical background. I still do a lot of theatre, and I like being part of an ensemble. I
Mm.
like being part of a cast, a big cast. And as far as the MCU, is as big as ensembles get. Thrones was like that, and I think there was an element of missing it. I want to. This looks like a great ensemble to be part of. Why wouldn't I go and do that?
Yeah. Amazing cast as well, though. I mean, I know you don't get to share, not to give anything away, you don't share with all the characters, but it must have been a thrill to to see all of them together on screen when you saw the film for the first time.
It really was, and unlike any cast I'd seen before. And when I looked at that, I was late into being cast in this movie, and I looked at the cast list and I looked at the names there. I thought, yeah, this is unique. This is the way it should be, and I want to be part of that.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time, Kit. Pleasure talking to you. Good luck with the movie.
Scott.
Thanks so much.
Take care. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey, you